any self calls? No, self is not used. That's kind of a relief. Okay. So this is basically a class. I wonder if I think this should be include, right? I don't wonder if it matters if you do include or import. I bet it doesn't. I bet they just both stick the source there. I mean, it's supposed to be just copy and paste at that location, essentially. And so I can leave these like that. Yeah. I'm obviously not yet comfortable with the Objective-C++. Okay. Yeah, I want to do either Objective-C or C++. That's where I gravitate towards. Alright, this is not going to compile because there's a lot of references to filter audio mixer. So let's find those cases. So it happens in shooter, bounce wall, effect entity, game engine, voice entity, mic entity, sign block, noise block. And in filter audio I/O. Okay, let's tackle filter audio I/O first. Yeah, so oops. I'm gonna I don't know. Anyway, so right here has to change something like this. And I could do a find and replace call that does this. Maybe I should. Yeah. So isn't it interesting? That does essentially the same thing, just some punctuation change. It's not a huge change, and that's all it's used in this very minor way. Okay. Besides that, it's used in the game engine as well, so that might be another one to look at. Yeah, this is a little tricky. Okay, so this should be include. I guess it could be import. I guess it's Objective-C++ code, right? So shouldn't it be import? Arrgh. Well, if I get a lot of weird errors, you'll see me start groping for solutions. Yeah, right now I'm committed. I'm all in because I've passed the 4-file mark. Once you've messed up that many files, there's no going back. Whoa, what's this? And you shouldn't talk and code at the same time, or at least talk about what you're coding. God, that's so hard to say. So isn't this nice? Our two C+ classes getting along well. Yeah. So the other case, I wonder if I should just do an xarg, a grep replace. Because if you see, scroll up a bit, you can see this is how it's used. Import, and then essentially there's two cases: the get sounds by entity and the audio, the play now call, and they're all exactly the same. So I could just run a Perl script over these files. And I think I want to do that. Let's see. It's about 8 files. It's worth doing that. Is it? Is it really? This profile, I have to read the file and write it to a different one. Read in the file. No, I don't have to write to a different one, but it's pain. Alright, we can do the compromise. I bet the yeah, this is what we'll do. I mean, it's all exactly the same, so let's get that again, and let's make sure there's no other use cases, and that looks correct. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is do this by entity self, and then I just get the list. It's only 5 files. Okay, so we'll start off at bounce wall. And see here, it basically used. Oh, this is the one use case. So let me take that and do a little replace string. And I'll replace that with so there's a self being used here, and that should still be fine. We can still say self. Like that. And this looks good, right? Let's try it out. Boom. Didn't do anything. Let's try it again. Boom. Looks great. So now we can quickly go over all the other files, which was, one was noise wall, maybe noise block. So we see right here, in the same place, replace string, and boom. And then the other one was voice entity and mic entity and sign block. So let's do those. Voice entity, yeah, so replace string, boom. And the other one was mic entity .m, and search for that guy. Then we do, what was it? Replace string. There was one more. in sign block. The sign block, right? Yeah, okay. So, replace string. Okay. So that does half of what we need. Still need the... Oh, there's still one more. Shooter.mm. Okay. Shooter.mm. Oops. There we go. Alright, so that takes care of all of that. But there's still one more. And it is... what was it again? Play now, colon. Play now, colon. Yeah, so the same classes here. They have, well, just search for play now. Ah, it's right here. Alright, so we take this, and then we do a, oops, let me cancel that. Then we do a replace string, and we now paste this here, and correct it. So this one is a little more complicated looking, but not very, not by much. Yeah. So that Objective-C auto release can remain in Objective-C. Oops, I tried to save. So how's that look? No, no. Yes, yes. Great. That looks like it might compile. Alright, so now we just go back to all the other guys and do the same thing. I bet there's a much faster way than typing and pressing tab. Some way to get the last command out. Yeah, even though that's commented, well, we've got our lovely replace string thing already working, so let's use it. Alright, is that it? No, one more? Yeah, I do remember starting with bounce wall. So that's it. Let's do one last check for the audio mixer. Do you see any Objective-C filter audio mixer being used as an Objective-C object? Well, I do not. Okay. So this might work. Any cases where we save the instance in a variable and use it later? Doesn't look like it. So this class still doesn't have too much external usage, which is great, because we don't have to do much more work than that. So how long did that take? That was the actual coding part. It's now 10:32. We started at 10:05, so that took about 30 minutes. And I estimated an hour, but that includes the compiling. So let's try and compile. And I bet, yeah, that's probably not going to work for a number of reasons. I bet our struct definition is that okay? And let me look at the yeah, actually looks okay. Okay, so I tried compiling on the Mac side. We got a few issues. And of course these hide the later compile issues. They just stop at a certain point. So unknown type class. What does that mean? Do I need the